Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFote.com. With your hosts, Diana Might, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
And welcome to the show. I'm Bruce Barker, and you know what? We got a room full of people, all of them fun. But before we do that, I'm going to switch it over, courtesy technology and all sorts of other things, spinning wheels and gears and stuff, to Lucky Hudson.
Hey, Lucky here. That's right, I'm on my way to Great Bend, Kansas for the Speed Scene Live Nationals. Follow along with me each and every week. I'll give you updates on where I am, where I'm traveling, where the next race will be. This weekend, June 7th, 8th, and 9th, the Speed Scene Live Nationals. Come on out and meet us out at the Great Bend, Kansas SRCA Rod and Custom Track. Oh, it's going to be great, man. We're giving out money, T-shirts, hats, custom-made jackets to all the winners. Yeah, it's going to be cool. So tune in to Speed Scene Live each and every week. Find out where I'm going, where I've been, and what's coming up next.
Where I'm going, where I've been. Hey, speaking to Lucky, Lucky's on the phone. And Lucky, since you brought it up, where are you, man?
Well, right now I'm sitting at a truck stop in Santa Rosa, New Mexico, and I'm on the I-40. I've been heading east for a couple of days, and I'm getting ready to head north up to Kansas, but I'm kind of giving it a little time because right now there's a great big storm system up in the Oklahoma Panhandle area, and all the storm chasers and media crew are out there getting ready for some devastation. So I thought I'd just let that pass rather than be part of the devastation. Hopefully it'll pass on through. They're expecting giant hail, winds, maybe even some tornadoes. So we'll let that go. Last weekend I was up at the Super Chevy Show Bakersfield. Had a great time up there. Now I'm on my way to the Rocky Mountains. I'm on my way to the Speed Scene Live Nationals. The Rocky Mountain Superchargers are going to be there. They're going to be putting on 6-second, 200-mile-per-hour exhibition runs. We've also got top alcohol dragster driver Christine Chambliss driving her dragster out there. And, man, we got cash coming out the yin-yang up there, man. They're giving out thousands of dollars in box, thousands in no box. They've got guaranteed payouts. They're paying out money for Quick 16, Quick Dragster. It's going to be a great show. So I hope people come on out, say hello to me at the Great Bend, Kansas track, and I'll be hanging out there and doing a little racing, a little filming, having a great time. Looking forward to hearing Brian Layton tonight with all this off-road stuff.
I know. In fact, as you know, of course, Bryant is here, and he's going to introduce some extra special guests, both on the phone and as well in studio. But, Bryant, since your name's been brought up, man, let's get you on the show.
Hey, you know what? It's been way too long since I've been back here in the studio. Thank you guys for having me.
Great to have you, Brian. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll let you know where I am. Right now, I'm still heading out to the track. You guys have a great show.
All right, Lucky, you drive safe. Be careful, buddy.
All right.
It's good to see you back, and I know we got just a stellar lineup tonight. We're going to go strictly off-road. Well, just about strictly off-road. I know we're seeing some drag racing right now. But, yeah, man, take it away and go places.
You know what? I told Lucky about right around Christmas time, I said when the new year comes around, I want to kind of slow down on Speed Scene and bring some amazing shows. And that's what we've done for you tonight. I got co-hosted with me Joey D from UTV Underground. Joey, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Joey, tell us a little bit real quick before we have our first caller about UTVUnderground.com and exactly what you guys do.
We surround the world of high-powered golf carts. So, we are the go-to media site for all things UTV. So whether you're a racer, an enthusiast, a rock crawler, a dune rider, a mud enthusiast, whatever it is, you come to UTVUnderground.com to see all the latest and greatest in the UTV world.
So what can you expect to see here? Like, give us a little taste. We're looking at the website, or at least the homepage for it right now.
Yeah, if you go to UTVUnderground.com, what you're going to see right now is us promoting heavily this weekend's premiere of the Mint 400 television show that will be aired on Speed channel, which is a big deal. Obviously, 2-hour off-road channel or off-road show, and that we were going to simulcast on UTVUnderground.com and Race Desert. But yeah, you'll find all kinds of cool content. Right there at the top is Can-Am's new 2014 model year release. So the latest and greatest from Can-Am, and then obviously our Baja 500 coverage, which just popped off this last weekend and is a pretty big deal for us.
Man, yeah. So it's the place to go. So, what were you calling this particular type of vehicle, Brian?
Oh, the golf carts? I messed with Joey about the UTVs. You know, they're side-by-sides, the Rhinos, the Polarises.
Yeah.
But they've turned it around. They're going fast. You top speed right now, and, you know, what's the fastest UTV out there?
Dude, there's cars that are reaching, 89, just about to push the 90-mile-an-hour mark at best in the desert. I mean, these are heavier desert cars, too. So there's some high-powered machines out there. You know, Croyer Engines is, the number one trophy truck engine builder.
Yeah.
They're building UTV motors for our top guys. So there's some legit.
They built a motor for our last guest of the evening, BJ Baldwin, didn't they?
Absolutely.
And his Polaris.
Yeah, he's got a Croyer engine in his trophy truck and in his Polaris RZR. So
what are these vehicles? What kind of motor do they start with?
They start, well, it depends. I mean, every manufacturer is a little bit different, but right now we're looking at 1,000cc engines, so we're pushing that mark right now. So anywhere from a 750 or 650 all the way up to 1,000 cc's, anywhere in that mark.
You could get some horsepower out of it. I'm just thinking, Brian, I can't remember whether you ever saw this thing, but I had a Fiat that had an 850cc engine. It was a car with an 850 in it, and so I'm thinking, man, 1,000. That car would have been a little.
Throw that into a golf cart.
Yeah.
Put some coil over some bypasses. Some tight underwear, because you're going to need to support yourself, and go for it.
Oh, man. Well,
the short wheelbase is always what really throws me off in these things. They're doing, like you said, 75 miles an hour. And the short wheelbase, Joey, what's it like driving those things at the speed?
Oh, I mean, we're pushing over 100 inches of wheelbase now. But, I mean, at speed, it's all relevant. So I joke around with guys, and, you could ask BJ about it, right? It's like 65 in a UTV is like 120 in a trophy truck.
Yeah.
It's all relevant. The wind's blowing by you. You're in a smaller vehicle. But I mean, we've got some of these machines are 16, 17, 18 inches of wheel travel. Like these are legit off-road machines these days. And we always joke around about the golf cart thing. But the reality is we've got legitimate off-road vehicles being produced at the factory level that are now being taken, and for a small amount of money are official off-road race machines.
Man, we did a little tour last summer with the film crew with there's an off-road unit of the Los Angeles Police Department, and it's a fairly small unit, but they've got a lot of off-road bikes. They could use more. The whole idea was to kind of get them some exposure, but they also have some UTVs.
Yeah.
And man, they could use a couple of what you're talking about, because they're out there in the boonies, Santa Fe Dam. For locals that are watching the show, local to the LA area, there's a surprising amount of backwoods areas that are kind of impassable unless you got the right vehicle, even right here in the city. And those guys could use one of them.
Hey, look, you've got special forces fighting in Afghanistan that are, training every day and driving Kawasaki Terexes, out there to accomplish missions, So, and border patrol agents patrolling our borders in UTV. So they are definitely on the radar for the military and police forces, and they're using them up and down beaches. You'll see them everywhere.
Man, I can see why. It's the thing that goes places.
Yeah, they definitely get to the location that you can't get to. I mean, Joey, what in your mind right now, what's the best, if someone's going to go buy a UTV, what would be the best bang for the dollar?
Oh, come on. You can't do that to me.
I can. Yeah, I can.
I'm an equal opportunity offender. It really, I get that question a lot, and it really boils down to, my question is for you, is what kind of riding do you want to do? If you're going to go trail riding, my answer is going to be different than the guy who wants to go. Pretty plain to see. There's about 3 big players in the sport market right now. That's Polaris with their RZR XP900 and 4-seater XP4. You've got Arctic Cat with their Wildcat X, and then you've got Can-Am with their Maverick. So those are the 3 top players right now when you're talking sport rec. But then as soon as you move to trail, adventure, rock crawling, you go right to the top with the Kawasaki Terex 4. In my opinion, I love mine. It's like a little mini Jeep JK.
Nice.
Really? Wow. That is me. Now, Joe, you've actually had the opportunity to travel around the world for UTV Underground. You went to Dubai, I guess, about last year.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, last year I had the opportunity to travel with Grant George from Funko Motorsports. Grant invited me along on the trip of a lifetime. Headed to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and got to do some amazing off-roading with the people there, learn the culture a little bit. It was truly a one-of-a-kind experience. I've been extremely lucky since starting UTV Underground to to do a lot of these trips. But, my favorite out-of-country trip's Mexico for sure,
Oh, you can never count out Mexico. But you know what? I've actually had the opportunity to be in Dubai also. And when I was in the military, and I took a USO tour in Land Cruisers and went dooning. And I could not believe how big those dunes were. I mean, you look at Glamis and you're like, what was that?
Glamis is child's play compared to going out to Abu Dhabi and playing in Liwa. It's a whole nother ball game out there. They've got bowls that you could fit almost Glamis inside of.
Wow. Well, Joey, I'm glad we have you on the show. We got you here for the whole hour where we listen to Joey talk a lot about UTVs and everything like that. But I think, Bruce, we have our first caller. And actually, before we get to them, I want to introduce Beth Donovan. Beth is right here. Beth actually does a lot for off-road racing also, where she actually books a lot of the guests that are on Speed Scene Live and works a lot with me, actually, with the marketing and everything else for Binge Racing. Beth, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me, Bryant.
Tell us a little bit about what you think of off-road. Before you really met, you know me for years.
Yes.
But before you got involved in off-road, what did you think about it?
I've been around it for quite a while and been going to Glamis since I was a young kid, and thought it was an interesting sport, and you've brought me full circle around it since knowing you, since when we were about 13 years old.
Now, you guys have known each other that long?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing.
Yes.
I haven't known anybody since I haven't even known my parents that long. Come on.
Yeah.
And Beth does a great job at the races. She makes sure that the driver, co-drivers, the pit crew, everybody's getting their proper wristbands for us at Binge Racing or at Full Ahead Racing, which just raced the Trophy Light. We had Mike Meacham on not too long ago. And you got your first ride in a race car where I took you for a little spin. How was that?
I knew you were a good driver, and then from driving on daily experiences with you and in every mud puddle known in the Inland Empire and Orange County in every desert that we've ever been into. But actually driving in a Trophy Light with you, I really experienced how well your driving skills were, and
oh, geez.
I actually was
deep in here.
It was. I was quite impressed with how well you could actually
I'm going to go to the
drive.
bathroom real quick. And take a break here.
Yeah.
Brian is a marvelous driver.
He actually was. Like,
You know she takes 20% of every sponsor I get, right?
I do. No, but set that aside, I feel safe in a normal vehicle, and I felt even safer, and I was actually impressed. Like, not to sound cheesy, but
Okay, well, explain for all the girls out there. A lot of girls have been off-roading.
Explain how awesome Brian is a little bit more. Let's talk about his driving skills, please.
This is going to be so bad on RaceTester.com, I already know. Explain a little bit about when you got a 4-link truck and you went for a ride in it. You're seeing these big whoops, these big jumps coming up. It's not bad. And
no, it's not at all.
It's night and day. You think this thing's going to kick and it's going to squirrel and it's going to do everything. I mean, you got out of it and you were like, this is nothing in these things. Tell us a little bit about it.
It was actually, it glided, it was
pretty badass is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I'm actually speechless, and I'm still getting over it, and I'm actually
if I had $1 every time I made a girl speechless, I'd have $1.
He would still have $1.
She couldn't see how violent the whoops were. She was too busy staring into his eyes.
Into Brian's eyes? Let's get real, because he would still never have a girl staring into his eyes.
And it already starts.
All
right, you know what I'm ready for? I'm ready for one of my boys.
And this would be Jimmy Fitzpatrick, and let's bring him on.
Jimmy, Metal Militia, Jimmy Fitzpatrick. Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Brian, what's going on, man? How you doing?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? You had a little crash down in Ensenada doing a freestyle show. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, I went down there for the Baja 500 for Mark Burnett, and, man, I was super pumped, looking forward to going down there and check out the whole off-road scene, and went down there and thought I'd make a couple bucks in the process, and ended up taking a digger there, out there ramp to ramp, crashed on a flip, whacked my face on a fence and
Oh, man.
ended up coming out of it with a broken wrist or dislocated wrist.
Now, Jimmy, you've been part of the Metal Militia for how many years now?
Oh, I'd say I've been a Metal Militia guy for probably about 8 years now.
8
Somewhere
years.
close to there.
Toured around the world. You know,
Yep.
like really
Pretty much,
around
yeah.
the world. You just got back off Nuclear Cowboys, the tour of Nuclear Cowboys, where they were setting you on fire to do a backflip. Tell us
Yeah,
a
that was
little.
a cool deal. We did the Nuclear Cowboys tour, and that went from January to pretty much first weekend of May, almost every weekend minus like Easter. But yeah, that was an awesome show. They had some of the best riders on the planet doing it, and went out there and got lit on fire. It was actually my favorite part of the show, going out there and me and my buddy Matt Byton, we did side-by-side fire flips. It was awesome.
Now, Jimmy, tell everybody out there that a lot of people think the freestyle motocross guys are just, we just party and stuff like that. I've known you for a couple of years now, and I know exactly what it takes for you to do what you're doing. What's a daily, just one day in the life of Jimmy Fitzpatrick with training and everything like that? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, basically we'll just get up, first thing in the morning, have breakfast, and then usually we'll meet at my house or Brian Deegan's house, and we probably get like 5, 7, 8, 10 guys sometimes and just go out there and practice every morning for a good, hour and a half, I'd say. And then from there we usually go to lunch, grab a lunch, kind of chill for a little bit, and then ride in the afternoons again. So it's a lot of time on the bike, that's for sure.
Now, Jimmy, a lot of people, though, also have never heard about Fitzland, and this is your personal property to train on. Where I've had the opportunity to come out and be the foam pit queen many times.
Yep, I remember that. You got to come back out there again. Master the flip.
We're talking about we actually were talking about that. I'm 30. What am I? 37 years old, Beth? 30?
Yeah, you're 37 still.
So I pretty much need to put this Ramps of Dirt on Speed Scene here soon.
I think you should. I think we should. I mean, we can go out there, get you on a little mini bike, just master the flip, master it into the foam pit. You can't get hurt for the most part. And then we'll set up a nice little, safe little dirt landing for you. Little step up, throw a little bit of bark on there, and by the end of the day, we should get you flipping.
What do you mean by a safe little landing, though? Because the foam pit, it still hurts. So
yeah, it's definitely dirt. But, like I said, we'll throw some bark in there and kind of soften it up for you. We'll pad you up all good. You should be good to go.
I think we should do this.
Hey, Jimmy, did you say... I think we should, too, by the way. I don't want to cut you off.
Of course you do, Bruce. Yeah.
I want to watch.
Yeah, Bruce is coming out.
Watch. Yeah.
It was pretty entertaining last time.
Yeah.
You got it, Brian, you got it around there pretty good. I remember that one last time.
Yeah, we got it around, but, the grip kept coming off, and then after that...
You got to wait to the very top of the ramp, give it a nice little tug at the end. That's a common mistake that everybody makes trying to learn the flip, is you just pull way too early. You basically just almost leave the ramp right when your back tire is kind of leaving, just kind of throw your ass to the back fender, and it'll come around.
One thing that I've learned, and listening to you and, you coaching me, is that no matter, I listen to everything you're saying, I'm saying it over and over in my head, when all you see is that ramp, and you're sitting there going, okay, I got to do this because everybody's sitting there.
Yep.
It's the nerves. Yeah, the nerves. How do you get over that when you go into, like Citizens Bank Arena, where I saw you do Nuclear Cowboys, and you got, 20,000 people in there cheering you on? What do you think?
At that point, it's almost like a switch, For me, it's a switch. I just hit it, and then basically from there, it's showtime. It's game mode. You just go out there and ride your best. After the first 3 or 4 jumps, you kind of just get into the scene, and you always thrive off the audience and all your buddies. A lot of the tricks we do in Nuclear Cowboys were side by side with, looking at your buddy right across from you. So, it's always just you out there getting amped. And like I said, the crowd, they always have a huge part in how well you're busting out. If they're loud, you usually go big. If they're, not so loud, you're just kind of cruising. So, it is what it is.
Now, you've also raced a little bit of short course, and, of course, we had the great trip with you in the Jeep. I think you made 100 yards in my Jeep.
Yep, exactly. We didn't go very far at all. It was my brother Brent that went out there and...
Brent broke it. Your brother broke it.
Yeah, he went out there and actually got to rip it and ended up breaking it, I think, before I could get in it.
I mean, it's a little bit of a step down. Your brother does race a Rhino, right? So coming from a Rhino to a Jeep, I mean, it's a little easy to break that.
I totally knew the golf cart to Jeep comparison was going to come up. But, and your brother
No comparison.
Yeah. It was still fun, though. I went out there. I remember it was a good time. We had fun.
What do we got to do to get you back out there in the Jeep again?
Let's do it. We just got to find a weekend when I'm not, on the other side of the world or somewhere, I can get back out there and do it with you. But throw me some dates. I'd love to. That'd be awesome.
You know what? I think we'd love to have you back out there again. And what's funny is that I moved back down to the Temecula area, last August, and it's like we barely ever get to see each other. We've been buddies for years because you're always on the road, dude.
Always, constantly, It's, home is vacation. We're usually home about 1-2 days a week. And, usually get home, pay the bills, ride for a little bit, and then you hop on another airplane, and we're off again.
Now, one other thing, Jimmy, I want to tell you about is that tonight we're actually sponsored by Black Rifle Syndicate.
Oh, nice. Right on.
I don't know if you checked out their site yet, but I know you are very big on your Second Amendment rights.
Yep, I'm definitely a gun advocate. Been collecting guns, been raised around guns since I've been a little kid, so definitely one of my hobbies.
Yeah, you need to check out right now. They got a special going, AR-15s, the lowers.
Yep. I got myself an AR that's a solid gun.
Oh, they're great guns.
223s.
Great guns, and these guys are actually all vets that actually run the site, and they have served our country.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and please, if you can, give anybody you want to talk to, because I know all the Meta Militia loves their Second Amendment, please check out blackriflesyndicate.com.
What is it? blackriflesyndicate.com?
.com, exactly. And you know what?
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Jimmy, his land is actually so great. He's got a full freestyle area, and he can shoot at his house. It doesn't get better than
that's
that.
Another thing we like to do. Like after we get done riding, we'll go out the end of the dock and throw some skeet. Shoot some rifles, and it's always fun. Go out there after the day is over, and have a couple beers. Throw some skeet and just kind of have like a little target practice with each other.
Jimmy, you are definitely living the life, man, but you've busted your ass to get there. I'll be the first one to tell you.
Literally, it sounds like.
Yeah, many times. But I've had the opportunity to actually be down at the house where, the whole militia is, running and, they're practicing. And it's absolutely amazing to see these guys push each other day in and day out. And it's not just on tour. They're doing it at Fitzland or at Deegan's house or, wherever they're riding at that day, and it's absolutely amazing, what they can do.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy watching the sport. I've been doing it professionally for about 10 years now, and just to see how far the sport has come, it's unreal. Every trick that they were doing, the hugest trick that you were doing right side up 5-6 years ago, we're doing it pretty much upside down now. So it's it's crazy, and it's cool when somebody comes out to the house and works for like a week jumping in the foam pit and then comes out there and conquers the flip, and just the excitement they get in their face, like right when they land it, and just smooth wheels to the ground, everything went how it should. It's awesome. I've been there. I've seen a lot of other riders go through it, and that's something that you'll never forget, no doubt about that.
Hey, Jimmy, I got to ask, man, right when you got on, you were mentioning filming something a few days ago. I think you were talking about filming with Mark Burnett, the reality show guy?
No.
I was
Mark
wondering.
Burnett, he does a bunch of shows. He's a promoter. He's been around for years and years. He's done the Boost Mobile Tour.
Oh,
He does the Freestyle MTX Tour that goes pretty much all around the U.S.
I was thinking that's...
Also races a UTV.
He races Can-Am, I believe.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
You
he
guys know Mark.
used to race a Class 6 truck back in the day when I used to get some with RFS. I didn't want to say that name, but RFS back in the day. But Mark's a great guy, great promoter.
Yep, definitely. Like I said, he's been around for years and years, and gives a lot of us boys business.
Nice. Well, listen, Jimmy, we got a packed show tonight, and I think you're getting everything going in the barn there out in the wine country, and we'll probably be there in about 2.5 hours for the after party.
Yeah, all right.
We hope you feel better, Jimmy.
I'll be there waiting. I got, like I said, I got pins in my wrist right now, so I've got the couple next 3 weeks off. I'm stoked. I'm almost looking at it like a vacation, actually.
It's funny. I was sitting there going, I hope he can be on, because if he's not on tour and he can't practice, I know he's going to grab his girlfriend, who is absolutely gorgeous, maximum model, everything like that. Got to give a shout out to your girl.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I thought they're going to be out of town. They're going somewhere.
Yep.
We hope you feel
we
better.
actually did a catalog shoot for Metal Militia morning. So we had pretty much all the boys out there shooting for the new catalog. And it was cool. Got everybody together and went out and had lunch afterwards. Went to this old style saloon, had a couple beers there.
Nice.
It was cool. It was good, and just got back to Temecula a little ago, and now we're just kind of chilling.
Nice. We'll be there in about 3 hours.
All right, perfect. I'll see you there, Brian.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Night, Jimmy.
All right, see you guys.
Man.
Have a good one.
Oh, what a great life. Except for the wrist part.
He's done it, though. He's been doing it for years.
Except for the surgery in Mexico part.
No, he had surgery back in the States.
Oh, okay,
but,
right. I was going to say, surgery in Mexico, I've never been there, but I'm sure it's pretty sterile.
Yeah. Hey, Bruce, I know we got to take a commercial break, but we got Carrie Jones from Binge Racing going to come up in here in just a second, right after the commercial break. Thank you guys for watching. This is Speed Scene. This is Brian Layden from Speed Scene Live, and Mike from MXPX. You're watching Speed Scene Live.
3 big days at SRCA for the Speed Scene Live Nationals, featuring the Rocky Mountain Superchargers, June 7, 8, and 9. Gamble Race Friday night. The big show with all the Supercharged Thunder Saturday, 4 p.m., admission just $10. Summit Series Sunday at noon. Military service members with ID and kids 12 and under, free admission. The Speed Scene Live Nationals, the Rocky Mountain Superchargers, big show Saturday, SRCA Drag Strip, Great Bend, Kansas. Be there.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at currieenterprises.com.
Racers, attend the Speed Scene Live Nationals at Great Bend, Kansas, the Big Bucks race. The Speed Scene crew will be there live filming your car. Want to get on Speed Scene Live TV? Go to scradragstrip.com for more info. See you there.
Welcome back to more of Speed Scene Live, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Currie Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, and thefolk.com.
Welcome back, Speed Scene Live. Once in a while, we just take the lid off this thing and go full-on off-road. It's been so long, but Brian Layden's in the house, and it's a full complement tonight as well. There's Beth, and there's Joey, and what's your website again, Joey?
UTVunderground.com.
Just making sure.
Is there always a pause between the U and the T?
No, I was just trying to put on my radio voice. It's on UTVunderground.com.
It worked.
That was so awkward.
No,
Yeah, sorry.
but it was so good at this.
I know. He has the voice of an angel.
I thought we were doing a radio show. I have a face for radio. I keep seeing my... there it is.
There's my face!
So we like it from just here up.
Yeah.
It works out good for everybody.
Obviously, the
There you go,
skinny
man.
camera's not set up tonight.
Well, if you put your... Never mind.
It's not fair.
Not fair.
Beth got the skinny camera.
I did.
Now, I think, Beth, we have another caller on the line. Beth, who do we got?
Yes, we do. We have Carrie Jones from Binge Racing. Ugh, I can't even talk. Binge Racing.
Carrie, welcome to Speed Scene Live. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on the show. This is awesome.
Hey, you know what? I just want to bring something up real fast. Last time you were on the show, you flaked on the call. So if you can just give a shout out to apologize to 500,000 people watching right now, that'd be great.
Bryant, man, I apologize from the very bottom of my heart, bro. And I know you're never, ever, ever going to let me live that down.
The best ever. A couple years back, I'm like, Kerry, you want to be on the show? He's like, yeah, let's do it. I call him after I did the show. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, just finished up working on the Jeep. What are you doing? I'm like, just did Speed Scene. He's like, oh, ooh, my bad. All right, just giving you a little bit of crap. Kerry, you got some big news here. Binge Racing's been not really doing anything since last summer. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, you know, we had a little hiatus, took a little break, and it's been a little bit too long of a break. I think, speaking for everybody on the team, we're in need of some serious dirt therapy. You know, it's been a while. We ended up the season last year with just some ongoing recurring problems with the Jeep. We've just taken our time, rebuilt that. I think we've got everything solved, bugs worked out, we're ready to go. Of course, I had my baby in February, my wife had our baby in February.
Yeah. You helped a while.
Now it's just time to get back in the dirt. We're gonna go to a race this weekend. We're actually pull out the Jeep, dust it off, and race it Saturday night down in Prim.
Now, tell us a little bit, you know, me being a part of Binge Racing, I've been a part of it since the beginning, you know, and I always have a blast out there. We've done a lot of big races. Tell us a little bit about, the lineup we got. We got, of course, Bill Davis being our number one, always navigator. The guy, is great in the passenger seat. But we kind of got a newbie that's going to be riding with, I don't know, me or you. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I'm not scared to throw Matt in the seat with either me or you, so we'll probably just flip. Matt Koba is a longtime team member. He actually was my co-driver in a night race we did a couple years ago when we had the little bonfire incident. You remember that, right, Bryant?
I accidentally lit a 10-gallon jug of fuel on fire.
Is that when it caught on fire?
Well, not the Jeep. That was a different time. But
Matt was in the car with me that night, and he did a fantastic job, so invited him to go out with us this time as co-driver, and he's excited about it.
Nice. And he's helped actually a lot with the whole program. But someone new helping with the program. We got some new sponsors on board, Kerry. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure do, man. Of course, my company, John Co. Integrators, and then we've picked up a new title sponsor for the season. It looks like they're going to sign up to do the rest of the season. At least we're hoping that. We're definitely pulled them on board for this race. It's Alpha Surveillance Systems.
Mm-hmm.
You can find them at alphasurveillancesystems.com. And great company. I mean, I'm a part owner of the company, so that's why I can say that. But they just came on board. We're real excited about the race program. We've also got a secret that we're working on. We're hoping to be able to test it out this weekend at the race. It's a new camera that we're hoping to be able to put on board that's gonna kind of change the way people watch racing from inside in-car cameras. We're real excited about it. It's kind of a top secret deal in the testing phases right now, but hopefully we'll be able to release that pretty soon and get that on the market. I think it's going to be a big item.
Really?
Brian seems a little confused about this, Kerry. What's going on here?
Well, sometimes I got to pull stuff out of the hat that I don't even tell Bryant about. So
I'm a little anxious to see this weekend.
I'm starting to play secrets again with you, Kerry. If we're going to do that, I'm bringing stickers for sponsors you don't know.
UTVunderground.com.
Now you know. All right, so Kerry, we're going out there, and we're really excited to race in the Snore Series again. We haven't been out there in a couple of years, so you know what? I'm really excited to be back and see Brittany and some of the great people that work in the Snore Series. And let's go out there and let's just have fun this weekend, man. Let's get out there and just do what we can.
That's the whole point. After taking some time off and stuff, and kind of having a big itch to get back out in there and get after it again, we want to just do some stuff close to home, go out and have some fun. I mean, we're starting a little late in the season to be really in it for the points, so we're going to go back to old school, go out there, kick it, have some fun, go out and see what we can do.
Hey, Carrie, why we got you on the phone real quick? We got a couple more minutes here. Tell us a little bit about. We discussed it the other night, and I believe we actually
since you have a girl in studio,
we figured out who's going to be in the Jeep for this year's Powder Puff race. Can you go ahead and announce that for us?
Yeah, we're gonna bring on board Anna Cody.
Again,
and, I don't know if you guys know Anna or not, but she like Iron Man soloed the Baja 1000 on a motorcycle. This chick is just incredible. She was one of our drivers a couple of years ago at the Powder Puff, but she wasn't driver of record, but she got in and did a couple of laps and did real well. I think she probably is a better driver than Bryant, but don't tell him that. But we're gonna throw her in for Powder Puff. We got a couple of people in the co-pilot seat, one of which is on your show tonight, Miss Beth Donovan. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Beth's going to make her racing debut out there at Powder Puff, and Powder Puff race is all about breast cancer awareness, and for Cedars-Sinai Hospital. And Beth actually is a cancer survivor. Yes. So we're really looking forward to having Beth out there. And what about who else do we have co-driving?
At this point, it's a little up in the air. We're trying to get Matt's wife, Jen, but we're still not sure if she's going to be in town for the race or not. And who else did we talk about?
That was it. So Beth, you better get rid of some training. You might be Iron Man-ing it with Anna.
I got muscles. They can't see them on camera, but they're somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's a really fun race. It's happening on October 5th down in Barstow. It's for a great cause. We didn't get to run it last year because the Jeep was just not running at that point. We had big plans, but just couldn't make it there. Our team raised over $2,000, and that's money that goes directly to Cedars-Sinai Hospital for breast cancer research. And our goal this year is to pull up $4,000, just our team, just binge racing. The whole overall event, I don't know what the total tab is, but I think it's well over $100,000 that they raised for that charity over for the whole event. But our personal team goal is to pull in $4,000 from our friends and family and sponsors, and be able to write them a check and hand it over to them at the race.
Very nice. And we're going to do everything we can to make it happen, Carrie. Carrie, hate to cut you short, but I'm going to see you this weekend, and you won't tell me about the secrets, so I'm going to kick you off.
I think he's a little hurt, Carrie. We'll see you this weekend.
And I'm going to bring...
Looking forward to it, guys. Great show. You guys are doing a rocking job today.
Nice. Carrie, always love you, brother.
Good luck this weekend. We'll see you this weekend, Carrie.
Thanks. See you then. Bye-bye.
Now, Beth, do we need to take a commercial break, Bob, or can we bring on our next guest?
Let's go ahead and bring on the next guest.
And we have Cameron Steele from the Baja.
Desert Assassins, Kingpin, the man, the myth, the legend, Cameron Steele. Cameron, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, Bryant. How are all you guys? Thanks for having me on.
And you know what? It's always a pleasure to have you on. I'm sitting here next to Joey D from UTV Underground.
What up, Cam?
One of the monster family. Cameron, tell us a little bit, before we get into Baja 500, I've been talking about on the show before how beautiful Baja is. And out of all people I can think that actually can explain it the best, it'd be you. Tell us a little bit about your love for Baja. You guys do the Rip to the Tip, the Hell Ride. Can you tell us a little bit about your tours you do down there?
Well, technically we don't do tours. Not just anybody can go, but we group up as a band of brothers and go down and enjoy the Baja. It's a magical place. It's hard to describe for people that haven't seen it, and for those that have only seen, the Baja race courses or only been in the northern part, limited to what they've seen on the loop courses, they're really missing out. Just a magical land with beautiful people, welcoming, and great food, and just some of the most amazing beaches and places you can see on the planet. I've traveled around the world, not everywhere, but I definitely wouldn't pick anywhere over what I've seen in Baja. Of course, Australia is pretty amazing, I got to say, but I love the Baja, and it's just an amazing place.
Now, real quick to interrupt you, though. Real quick, sorry to interrupt you, though. You brought up Australia. And, we actually, after this hour, I believe Australia plays our show also. So the Australian people are going to know, your name because you were a pro bodyboarder, weren't you? Is that when you saw Australia?
Actually, I traveled. I always turned down my opportunities to go to Australia when I was riding waves for a living. I used to ride a sponge, lay on my stomach, make some money. But it was always in our off-season. We only had about a month and a half off. And I always turned it down, but I've been back to do stuff with the people from Planet X down there as World Championship events they've done. We also did some Blue Torch TV. I think I've traveled to Australia 6 times now. It's just a fabulous place and nicest people in the world. I mean, just overall, just a great place to be.
Well, they're big fans of drag racing, and they're big fans of off-road. But now to switch gears back again to Baja real fast, if you don't mind, Cameron. Cameron, tell us a little bit about the Baja 500 this year and what went down.
Well, for me, it just sucked all around pretty much. We got right into the water in the riverbed. I'm sure you and everybody else has seen what I posted on our Race Desert. And by no means is that a dig on the people of Ensenada. I'm just saying that Ensenada should, be able to, keep that river clear. I know people say it's a river, there's going to be water in it, but, when I pre-ran it before dark the night before, there was no water in it. So someone found a way to put some water in there. But anyway, we ended up blowing an oil pump belt off there, which we caught quick enough to not destroy the motor. My navigator, Scott Conley, put it on quick enough also to only lose us 10 spots.
Wow.
So we went from 6th to 16th on the road, and then I'm not sure. Jesse Jones pulled in behind us. He had lost a tranny. We ended up losing a tranny pretty much right away, and it took us a few hours to get it going. And then by the time we got going, we were behind all the 11s and the UTVs and the sportsmen on the summit. And there was, 30-ish car blockade there. We ended up finding a clever way to get around many of them, but still took us quite some time. So we're basically sweeping the Baja 500 in our trophy truck, last official finisher. But the cool part was I did get to see Heidi go by.
Nice.
After mile 40, I got to see her go by, hauling the mail, and I was impressed and scared all at the same time. I was like, damn, that's my wife.
How many guys can sit out there and watch another trophy truck go by and go, yeah, that's my wife, just passed me?
I don't think any.
So
I think he's the only one.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And Heidi's amazing,
We need to
too.
make it clear. Cam is not complaining about water. That's not just water. And I was at the finish line when the 16 trophy truck came up, and Cam was in the right seat at that point, and I watched him take his helmet off and fold that net down. In the side of that truck, the smell and the look, that's not just water.
It's poo.
It's disgusting. I mean,
it's a sewer that comes out that was flooded, and it's a hard thing, and Cameron, he's not at all, trying to, bag on Ensenada or bag on Mexico at all. He loves that country just as we all do, but the flooding we need to find a problem, or we need to find a fix for the problem.
Yeah.
Really and simple.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, whether it's being dangerous or, we weren't going fast enough to where we hit it and spun out or anything like that. But, it's just unfortunate. You see good race car drivers who know. I mean, no one can say Robbie Gordon's not a great race car driver. He obviously just won the race, and, he had a problem there, and it, from what I saw on an interview, it looked like it startled him enough to really give him a rattle. So, I don't know. I just think that, I understand booby traps are going to be a part of it, and I understand that people are going to do things that are uncool, unsafe, unwise, and we play accordingly. We try to be safe around those kind of things, but I just think the city should take the responsibility of having a good venue to go out of town. If we're going to race down the riverbed and at 7:00 at night it's clear and dry and good to go, I would expect it the same way the next morning, unless there's been a torrential downpour or a huge high tide with a full moon, which we didn't have either.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. It's more than just a something that it's more than a booby trap. There's a safety issue there, and you know what, these trucks they're not cheap, but it is off road, and this is why it's not easy. But I definitely think that something needs to be implemented to make sure that everybody can get out of town in a safe manner. And, somebody's going faster. We could have had a bad accident, You
can't control everything in the Baja, but that's something that could be worked on. So if there's certain things like that, if we could control booby traps, it would be controlled. You can't control all the booby traps, but the flooding of that sewer or that river is...
the river.
I think the first step is to talk about it and get it out there, and a lot has come up from this thread on Race Desert about booby traps, and I agree that education is the first step, and I think that some people just don't understand. If they build a little jump here or there, it seems harmless. They may not understand that they could send someone to get hurt on a dirt bike or cause someone to flip the race car. They're just thinking it's fun and it's harmless, but the one in 20 chance that someone could get hurt there is something we need to educate the whole off-road racing community about. And, if we can just get it out there in the press and talk about it, that's why I took the chance that, I kind of stuck my neck out there and put that out there. It's not totally popular, but I would say we have a 98.5% approval rating from what I can see. And, I'm trying to participate and talk about it. So we'll see. I mean, we race the Baja because it is Baja, and I love it. And, anybody that comes on that thread and questions, my toughness or, my willingness to race through the water or whatever it is,
or kooks, dude. That's
or
ridiculous.
Are saying are saying that, I just don't appreciate Baja. They obviously have no clue what they're talking about, because I spend more time down there than anybody that doesn't live there full time. And, I'll be back there in a couple weeks, and I was there riding the Cabo twice the month before the Baja 500, so I have a love affair with Baja. I just think that, I go there and try to respect the people, and I'm just asking for a little bit of respect given back.
If anyone was going to bring up the topic, Cam's the right guy. It's other racers might have taken way more heat, but I think everybody respects Cam and his love for Mexico, so I think it's commendable that you took that chance.
And working with you, Cam, when I was part of the DA and being down in Baja with you and the entire Desert Assassins family, it's nothing but respect for the whole state of Baja California. And you're doing, and I don't know who, if anybody would give you any crap about what you post. If they did, you know what, they should put the beer down and type with both hands, because they're not doing it right.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Our love affair with the Baja is pretty open. I think sometimes from the outside, people that don't know us, look at us and they might judge us by the name of our team or by the color that we wear or whatever. But those are just people that don't really know what we're all about. So I'm good with it. If people want to hate, if people want to hate, they can hate. I don't really care. It's all good. Hopefully, we can just make it better and go back down for the Baja 1000 and be able to race out of town and hit the jumps and have the fans be stoked and not worry about spinning out or careening off course or hitting any booby traps. I think that would be great. And, that's what I'm working towards, and we'll see what happens.
Now, Cam, we got another great Monster Energy driver on the line. We want to bring him on while you're on also. Please welcome BJ Baldwin to the show. BJ, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you know what? We love to have you on. We got you here with Beth and Joey D from UTV Underground, and also on the phone is your Monster teammate, Cameron Steele.
Hey, guys. How you doing? How you doing, Cam?
Good, BJ. How are you? Congratulations on your race. Sorry it didn't quite work out the way we all the team wanted it to, but, second is pretty solid, bud.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I was just listening. We were discussing the wash, or you guys were discussing the wash and how it's flooded and how somehow the water line manages to sabotage consistently for the last 20 years.
It's just a broken water main.
It's like, oh, here it comes in June, and again in November, it's going to break again. But it is something that we need to look at, and BJ, it's great to have you on the show and actually to bring it out there. What are your feelings about it?
You know what? To a certain extent, it's kind of cool because it's like, all right, here we go. The party started. And, we got fans cheering for us and, we got to go through, a little bit of mud. But in some races it just gets out of control. Like, I can handle a little bit of hydroplaning going through Ojos, because nobody's around. What I have a difficult time handling is just the first 5 miles, when it's not 2-3 inches of water. It's not, a puddle, or 3 or 4 puddles that are, 10 feet long. I can handle that. What I can't handle is 3 or 4 50-foot long puddles that are 6 inches deep. Because, we're excited. We're not settled into the race. And, we're very, very excited. And, we think that these puddles are, 2-3 inches deep when, in fact, they're deep enough to hydroplane the truck and turn them around backwards. Or even worse, turn them sideways, flip them over, and now you're upside down underwater. That's extremely dirty water, and it ends your race in 2 miles. You know,
the poo on you.
I think what Robbie brought up was kind of legit too, in that you guys work so damn hard getting these trucks prepped out and clean and looking good for the start of the race. And I know it's not all about looking good and going, but all of that's out the window in 30 seconds, and that kind of sucks, you know, if Toyo or Yokohama or Speed or Monster, whoever it is just completely gone in 30 seconds of the race. It kind of sucks too, you know.
It's like you almost got to have like your last pit when you get on the asphalt in town to actually hose your truck down real quick. No fuel, just hose it down so your sponsors can be seen why they're paying you at the finish line.
That's why one of the reasons why I do like the 3D graphics that are kind of stepped off the side of the truck is because of going through the mud. You know, you just that's the toughest thing in our sport is having the visibility on the trucks, so you can see who supports the racing for that team, who supports off-road racing as a whole. You know, you want them to be visible in all the pictures, and when you go through the mud, it's very hard for that to happen. You know, that's why I have the 3D graphics on mine. It's expensive, but in the end, no matter what color the truck is, whether it's covered in brown or not, you can see who supports the team.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, BJ, I can say that you definitely always look good out there, bud, and it's good to hear your take on the whole thing.
Whoa.
The mud thing is cool. I dig the mud. I just don't dig the poo. You know.
Well, did we just see a little bit of a bromance happening between BJ and Cameron right there?
I think we did.
What?
I think we did.
We're good. BJ and I are good. I prefer beating him in the races, and you know sometimes that can happen, and sometimes he gets the upper hand. But we still, even though we're competitors and we're fighting it out in the desert, we're still buddies, and we still talk all the time. So there's definitely no beef between BJ and I.
That's
nice, nice.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't call it a bromance. I'd call what Bryant and I have had over the years a bromance. That's kind of more frightening.
I hear you guys talk all the time. I know that's a bromance.
You know what I love
there.
about Cameron is being down. I can't remember where we were, Cameron. I think it was for the Love Ride. We went down and pre-ran, and Cameron is got a huge crew, and we had a small group of guys going down a pre-run for the Love Ride, and I think we got to Collinette, I think, that year, and it was just the guys going down. I think we left a truck there or something like that. We get the room, and Cameron volunteers to be the guy sleeping on the floor. And you don't see that. You know, it was a pleasure working for you. I want to do some races with you guys again. Love to be out there with the DA, Cam.
Right on, cool. Well, I'll let you guys hang out and chat with BJ. I'll listen on the computer. But hey, just so we're all clear, we weren't pre-running the Love Ride. We were pre-running the We Love Our Wives Ride. It was a trip that was pre-organized by, to take the wives down to the buggies and the trucks, and us to ride our bikes. And we spent 3 days sharing the Baja with the female part of our families, and some people brought their kids and stuff, so it was a great experience.
And that is why Bryant is divorced.
And that's why Bryant looks confused.
Why were you holding my hand then?
Anyway, that was a precursor to the beach stack, so I'll let you guys go, but I'm looking forward to popping wheelies in Baja very soon, and I'll be off to Munich for the X Games.
Nice.
But enjoy your time, and thanks for having me, BJ. We'll see you at the next one. Looking forward to rubbing fenders.
Absolutely. It was good talking to you, Cam, as usual, buddy.
Thanks for calling in.
Guys, have a great day.
Thanks for calling in, Cam. Now, BJ, we have a couple questions for you about your, of course, you went out there, you got second at the Baja 500, battling with some of the top dogs. How was your race?
You know what? It was really good. I had we worked so hard. After last year getting second place at the San Felipe 250, getting second place at the Baja 500, and then winning the 1,000. The 500 is my favorite race, and we worked really hard on a pit strategy, on a pre-run strategy, and to modify my driving style to where I would have a truck that was 80% for the last 200 miles of the race, so that if I really needed to go and kind of go in what I call like kill mode, like where I really need to make up time, that was available to me, a good working truck that I can beat on for 200 miles.
Yeah.
And it worked. I mean, you know, everything went on without a hitch. I mean, I didn't get a chance to drive hard all day. I had to drive hard a little bit after my last fuel pit to catch back up with Robbie, but I mean, we were leading on corrected time from a little bit after Borrego all the way to 10 miles before Santa Tomas. So it was a heartbreaker because you know, I was just following him. I mean, I was even telling John, we need to get on, because I felt like I was going slow. I was like, we need to get on the radio, get in communication with RG, and tell him let's get the hell out of here and make this fight between me and him, and not let one of these assholes sneak up behind us and get the win. And you know, I got communications from the helicopter. They said, you guys are the only one in the party right now. Everybody else is gone.
Yeah.
So I guess everybody else was, you know, 10 minutes behind us or 20 minutes behind us on corrected time, and it was really just me and Robbie for those 200 miles.
You know, it was watching.
You know, we had a good race. Every single thing we planned went off without a hitch, except for that little $3 bolt. You know. Yeah,
and the brake pedal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the bolt because the brake pedal has like a big long steel piece that connects to the frame, and that connects obviously to move the master cylinders. And on one side,
Beth here knows exactly what you're talking about. By the way, she's like, "Oh yeah."
You know this.
She's like, BJ's talking, I don't care.
Hey, wait, BJ, I didn't mean to cut you off.
On my birthday.
BJ, I don't want to cut you off, but you had your post-race interview. You just said the same thing, and people jump online, and you know how all the BJ lovers are. And they brought up the fact that you did mention that you had some communication from your helicopter. Is that a legal thing? Is that an illegal thing? Of course, everyone's like, oh, BJ just buried himself. He just admitted he heard from the helicopter.
That is definitely illegal in Best in the Desert. So for those BJ lovers that you were speaking of,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a BJ lover.
They need to get their information right, because in SCORE, it is 100% legal to communicate with your helicopter, which I think is great. You know, because you know we can all. Everybody in the trophy truck team can afford to have a helicopter in the air for, $5,000.
Well, Robbie's helicopter pilot was actually in a UTV. I just want to work that in. He was racing in a UTV.
Once again,
and that's a fact. That's a fact, folks. Okay, BJ,
Robbie didn't need a helicopter because someone was driving a golf cart. Is what you're saying?
I've been wanting to. Word is, BJ and Robbie are both racing in UTVs for the 1,000. You heard it here first. Hey, BJ, I want to ask one question because it's something that everyone asks me. They're like, "Hey, why is BJ doing this?" Like you and I talk on a daily basis, right? So, how come you have reverted back to running the SPD truck versus the Stout? I mean, I know that I think it was the 1,000 last year when you did it. It was a comfort thing you had mentioned. But what's been the main deciding factor that you have stuck with that truck over your other sleeker looking truck?
Well, you know, a couple different reasons. I mean, one, for the longer races, it's more ergonomic. So I'm all about maximizing performance in every single area of my race team, and one of those areas is obviously, human performance. So the longer I can last in the vehicle, obviously the better shape I'm in, the longer I can last in the vehicle. The more comfortable I am in the vehicle, the longer I can last in the vehicle. And I want to be able to be 100% after 9 or 10 hours of racing in case it really comes down to the wire.
So what you're saying is it's about stamina.
It's ultimately about stamina.
Yeah. Beth, would you agree?
Unfortunately,
stamina is everything.
I'm 6'3". I'm 230 pounds, so I'm not exactly built for these.
I know how you feel.
For a race car.
Yeah.
And engineers that design race cars, they don't ever think about ergonomics. And when Dave Peralt designed this vehicle with Billy Gerke and Ivan and Bill Savage, they put a little bit of thought into ergonomics, but it's still, even the SPD truck is too small for me.
So has that been reverted to your? Is that now your Hoonigan truck? That's what you're going to go do and paint the streets with?
Pretty awesome when he does it, though.
I'm planning on racing Fedor at the Laughlin race, and we're contemplating racing that truck at the Baja 1000. We'll probably, because of that loop and because of how that course is probably going to be, we're probably going to race that truck. We might end up racing that truck at the Baja 1000, so we'll see. We just got to make some adjustments in the cab for it just to make it a little bit more comfortable for me.
Yeah. Hey, BJ, we are running out of time. I got 2 quick questions that were actually thrown to me on Facebook for you. Number 1, is it true in Recoil that Hologram Tupac was driving?
That was Brian's question because I was there when we made this question up. I'm just throwing that out there, BJ.
Oh. All right, the other one...
Actually, I did all the stunt driving. Tupac wasn't there.
Myth busted.
Yeah,
yes.
The other one that I actually got, is it true that Chuck Norris calls you for pointers about his beard?
Oh, God.
Absolutely. He calls me for pointers about his man beard, his groundwork as it relates to his MMA.
That's awesome. BJ's talking about stamina and pubes here on Speed Scene Live. Hey, BJ, be sure to check out, you're also a big gun collector, BlackRifleSyndicate.com. They got great AR deals going on right now. Thank you for calling in, buddy. I appreciate it, and hopefully see you this weekend. I'll be out in Vegas, bud.
Thank you, BJ.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me on again, guys. I appreciate it.
Take care,
Thank
BJ.
you.
Hey, guys, a great show tonight. Joey, thank you very much for being on, co-hosting with me. And, of course, the lovely Beth. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bruce, I think we got to thank a couple people. You got to do what you got to do. Thank
Bruce,
you, guys.
you're wonderful.
For Pete's sake, you're just laying it on. It is amazing. Brian, I can't believe how quickly this hour went.
Way fast. We're 5 minutes
fun.
over even.
I didn't even get a chance to give a shout-out to Matt Parks, winner of the Baja 500 and the UTV Jagged X Racing. Polaris, 1932 UTV Underground. Boom.
I know.
There you go, Matt.
Nice
Stop
job.
texting me, Matt.
Yeah, look at that. People have to watch the encore show because we didn't have time to do it during the regular show.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Brian, good to see you in the studio, man.
Hey, it's great to be back, and I will not let this long of a period go before I'm back. I'll be back again soon.
Very cool. Beth, good to meet you on the air.
Good to meet you.
And as well, you, Joey D.
Thanks for having me.
All right, look at this. The encore presentation of this very show comes up next. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be back 1 week from right now with more stuff that goes really fast on Speed Scene Live.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoe.com.